Founded in 1841, the Hawthornded field in Cape Town welcomes you to this, the under-16A game between the home side, the second oldest school in the country, Wynberg boys, and the visitors have made the trip down the main road. It's the oldest school in South Africa, SACS. It's the under-16As who are about to take to the field. It is a game that goes back many, many years. It's most certainly a classic clash if there was any. Perfect conditions are about to greet the players as they go through their final preparations, the final huddles, the final bits of instruction from the coaching staff as the next generation of stars get ready to take to the field. As we look at the Wynberg boys side, keep your eye out for number 9, Sange Mputo. He is in the Western Province high performance setup, as well as 13, Ethan Thomas. Two of them are going on to bigger and better things. At least the eye is on them. These boys from Wynberg under 16As are certainly multifaceted. Many of them involved in athletics and other sport codes in the summertime, cricket. The visitors, SACS under 16As, they have seen their third side go down, unfortunately. They certainly held their own, so what will it be? Will it be the home side of Wynberg boys or the visitors of SACS? The second oldest school in the country or the oldest school in the country that'll hawk away victors in this, the under-16A game, Nick?
Yeah, this is a big one. Remember, these are all the guys that are going to be playing, hopefully first team next year in the first team squads, as it is a huge game for them. They'll be wanting to make a big impact on some of the senior coaches for next year. Under 16 rugby, the last of their age group rugby before it becomes the big time. As Chris de Klerk is the Wynberg under 16 A coach. Chris been at school for quite a while. And of course we have Craig Childs, who's the director of rugby. He's given us so much info and so much good insight into the school. He's been a real stalwart here at the school for so many years and moved into the director of a rugby role. You also mentioned that we should say that it's Mr. Duval, the headmaster's last year. Actually, the one the SACS boys running on his last year, and he was the one that brought in that the reds and the blues for the Wynberg guys. And I think it's just fitting that this is his last game, and we just want to obviously thank him for all these many years of service. Not only as headmaster, but he was also a teacher here for many years. But it's all about the rugby here today, and the spoils, like you say, the oldest versus the second oldest school in the country.
As was the case in the third 15 game, the home side Wynberg playing in the navy blue with white striped Swiss jerseys and the white shorts. It's the visitors whose color combination is exactly the same, but they've inversed it. SACS are playing in the white jerseys with the blue strips. Do not get confused. It's like a zebra. Are they black with white stripes or white with black stripes?
It is a little bit confusing though. Sometimes you wonder which one is which.
Easiest way, Nick, to find out, check the shorts.
The shorts, that's right. The white shorts from Wynberg and the blue shorts from SACS.
So then referee Rogan Wiggett Beatty just getting his final checks in as Sean Grant of SACS, the SACS fly half, will get the game underway as Wiggett Beatty blows the whistle and we are a go. Mputo gets an early touch on the ball, the diminutive number 9. As SACS now come away with it. Nice little run from the big boy. It's recycled. Karim gives it to Grant, who gets the kick in, and fortunately for the home side though, caught offside And the referee handing the visitors an early penalty and an early chance to get a set piece going. Fly half, Sean Grant. Finds a good touch just inside the Wynberg 22, and it's the first set piece of the game, Nick.
First set piece of the game, and we got, it's Alex, is it Pybus? Alex Pybus, that's right. Polo player, loves Malcolm Marks. Needs to find out some line-out jumpers here for the SACS boys. Humphreys and Kennedy, big boys here. Can Pybus find his jumpers and get this game on the roll?
He does find his jumper in Humphreys, but unfortunately for the lock, he cannot hold on to it as Wynberg comes away with it through Liberty. Liberty takes contact. Quickly recycled as Fayard Davids finds an excellent touch. But he is outside the 22 and referee brings them back. Nick, Fayard Davids, keep your eye on that young man on the cricket field. He is an exceptional batsman. I have seen him in action.
Exceptional batsman, exceptional player too. He definitely one of these to look out for, one of those that looking for a spot in the first team squad next year. Also one with the ladies, and he loves cooking.
It's a lot of these young men just love the ladies. Schoolwork first, young men, schoolwork first, as SACS still scrappy at line-out time, but they have managed to maintain possession. Not for long though, as referee Wiggett Beattie says the young man was holding on to the ball and has penalized him, as Wynberg now get a chance to clear their lines. It's Sangem Puto who chips this one into touch and into SACS territory.
Yeah, so you know, Mbuto's high performance, Western Province, also plays a bit of cricket. Good little player, nuggety player. Definitely one of those to watch in future.
Newman finds a jumper. It's Mbuto, goes down the blind side, skips past one, skips past two, gets the offload. Recycled now. Quick ball from Mbuto. Gives it to Mnyali. Mnyali, the big man at number 8. Davids tries the short pass, and even though that one doesn't work for SACS though, it comes off the hand, and the hand of Carl Gregory. First scrum of the game, next. First scrum of the game.
First scrum of the game. They're going to definitely feel each other out here a little bit. Sanga Mbuto is quite a nuggy little guy. He two defenders there, and he had the he had the skills to get it, you know, get his hands free, get the ball out. We're definitely going to watch him and his partner Davids today.
Sange Mbuto is probably the most well-rounded athlete, I would say, and I'll justify it with this. He's the scrum half on a rugby field, so he's got a bit of chirp in him. And he's a wicket keeper on the cricket field.
He's a wicket too. So, I mean, he's perfectly poised to play a summer and a winter sport because of his mouth.
Absolutely, 100%. As we know, scrum halves like to chirp, and so do wicket keepers on the cricket field, but we'll leave the summer sport for now as SACS in possession. Julian Humphreys, the lanky lock, takes the ball up, but is hit hard in the tackle. It's slow ball for SACS. Wild pass is cleaned up by Grant, who goes to ground and recycles it. Scrum off, Ishmael Karim's under all sorts of pressure as Wynberg turned the ball over. Innocent Dekete wins the ball. Maputo flies it out wide to Adams. And unfortunately for Amir, Adams coughs the ball up in the tackle, and SACS come away with possession through a scrum.
Jeez, when I saw Innocent Dekete take the ball there, he looked like a winger. And then I remember that he used to play wing, and Borden Zim loves the beast. I think that's why he wants to play pro rugby, tells us. He says, just because of the beast. that's who he wants to become. He wants to emulate the beast. He's the leanest loose head prop in the game today.
The little wizard Ismail Karim with the feed for SACS as Nish Koopman comes away with it, peels off the back from number 8. Karim goes digging, gives it out to Grant, who picks the ball out, and it's collected by Ethan Thomas, who jinks his way past the first tackler before going down for the second. Strong tackle coming in from the SACS boys. It's a low ball though for Mbuto. Looking for a runner. It's a strong, bustling run from Lorenzen. Gets his team over the advantage line. Davids. Out it comes to Adams. Adams dinks past one. Takes the second one to bring him down. Inside the 22, go Wynberg. Mbuto. Daniels. Ball comes out to Lanyali. That big number 8. And just a little bit of overzealousness at the breakdown costs Wynberg an excellent attacking opportunity.
But this Wynberg team, definitely well coached. I mean, we've only played a few games. David's doing exceptional work with Mbuto, really getting his good go forward, getting those flat, hard passes into guys like Nyali.
Baxter Elliott collecting the errant kick, shall we say, but once again, fortunately for Wynberg, little errors creeping in the early stages of the first half. Just keeps giving possession back up to SACS.
And we finally get to see Ismail Karim, one of the players to watch out for. Definitely the Western Province junior guys keeping an eye on him. For his height, you know, he's an excellent high jumper. Excellent high jumper. Loves to smile. They call him the little wizard here at SACS. Titanic battle happening up front. Innocent Deketa.
Solid from
hard.
Both sides as Karim digs it out to Grant. Collects it on his toes. Gregory gets the second pass and goes to ground as Karim flings it to Mabele. The big boy is being brought into action, and again for the second time in quick succession, Wynberg going off their feet at the breakdown, and it just cost them possession and territory.
Sean Grant, unfortunately, just a little bit off the boot, side of the boot.
Mbuto collecting the errant penalty kick. He's showing that he's got an educated left boot of his own, but it is collected by William Dressner, who gains a few meters for SACS. Karim under all sorts of pressure at the back. The ball spills. Benjamin Matthews picking it up, giving possession back to the home side. Nyali showing that he's got plenty of power for a 16-year-old. As it's slow once again for Mbuto. And this is certainly something you don't want to see, Nick.
Nobody wants to see that on the field as we see a big hit coming in. And yes, we never like to see this on the field, but the medics are there quickly, and of course Box Smart is there to protect all our players, the game that we love. Wynberg definitely looking like they have the ascendancy in the first few minutes of this game. Both teams really looking to win this final one.
Yeah, it's been a pretty tough game thus far for both sides. It's been big hits coming in throughout the opening minutes of this first half, and fortunately, if you've just joined us, there's been a halt in proceedings as one of the SACS boys receive some medical attention. Seems as though it's the inside center, Kyle Gregory. It's obviously going to take a lot to get that man down. He's quite adept at karate. So all the medical personnel are on the field attending to him and ensuring that he is looked after. It's a bit of a big hit that came in, and I'm sure he is in good hands, and we wish him everything of the best. Just going through the protocols of the medical staff, just ensuring the safety of each and every player.
We've had 10 minutes of this game now, and a fair reflection, I think, on the score. 0-0, both teams. Big tussle up front. This Wynberg backline really looking dangerous. Mabuto and Karim, the two scrum halves. A big battle going on between the two of them, trying to gain some dominance in their forward pack. We must be good old Sean Grant, the man who was born in the Eastern Cape, from my neck of the woods. Went to Queen's College Junior School. As we see what happened here.
Strong carry from Nyali, taking the ball in, and seems as though Gregory found himself in an awkward position at the clean-out when those players came in to try and free the ball up for Buto, taking a bit of a knock. And as we know, soon as a knock is taken to the head, we immediately get the medical staff on. Carl Gregory getting his head on the wrong side. Getting his head on the wrong side of the tackle. And went down immediately. As the medical staff ensures that they safely secure him before whisking him off.
That's right. They'll definitely have the best medical help and everything that he needs. You're quite sad. I mean, you don't want to finish your season off, going off on a stretcher. But he's fine. He's awake. He'll be back. No problem at all.
Yeah, he has just been advised that he is responding and that he is okay. It's now just precautionary measures that they continue to safely place him in the correct positions. And
as we come back to the matchups here, the 9s and 10s definitely going to be a big tussle. The front rows, the Kete wants to make his mark on this rugby at Wynberg, looking to get into the first team squad setup for next year. Alex Pybus looks like a real strong number 2 and hooker for the SACS boys. Like I said, Labs, Malcolm Marks. Favorite rugby memory, he told me, was scoring against Rondebosch High School on their main field. It must have been a glorious try. Always remember those special ones.
No, especially when you're playing against your southern suburb rivals and on their main field nonetheless. So if you're going to get one over the old enemy in their backyard, then it's a memory as a schoolboy that you can carry with you for as long as you live.
As we see Carl Gregory getting clapped off, and the game will resume. We just wish him all the best. She'll be absolutely fine. I've had a few of those myself in my lifetime. We didn't have stretchers back then though, they just carried you off.
Or they picked you up and told you walk.
I don't think I can remember not being concussed in junior school. Tip tackles were all the rage back then. They used to call them planting. They used to plant me.
So after that medical break, we back underway. Wynberg with the feed from Buto. But it's a massive shove from SACS. placing the home side under pressure. You can certainly see that the SACS boys are now completely fired up. They're going to do this one for Kyle. Plenty of chatter from the pack of forwards of both sides. Plenty.
Mabekte and Dekete having a massive tussle here. Tight head versus loose head.
Good ball this time for Wynberg. Maputo gives it to Davids. Davids gives it to Thomas on his outside. Thomas is wrapped up by Sebastian Devereaux. Maputo opting for the box kick. Goes charging his Kolanyali. And the pressure that he's placed on William Dresnier sees the SACS fullback spill the ball. And it's possession back to the home side as the knock-on is collected by a player in front of the ball, and another excellent attacking opportunity for the home side.
Sanga Mabuto did really well there as he also goes to the touchline. But good pressure coming from Ola Nyali. And when you have so much pressure on you, you know, the margin for error is so little.
Nick, there's been a theme thus far this morning for us, and it's all down to the nicknames. Ola Nyali. He's probably got the most unique nickname of anybody that we've seen on the field thus far. We'll get back to that as Liberty gets the ball at scrum time. It's a massive maul for the home side. They're over the line. But the referee indicates.
And a wonderful working maneuver there from Wynberg. Krista Clark just coaching them to shift that point of contact and getting good go forward really quickly.
Ewan Liberty collecting that ball at line out time, and a massive shove coming in from his teammates to get him over the line, but referee says wasn't dotted down as ball gets put in from Ismail Karim. But as it goes in the one side, it pops out the other. And we'll have a reset. Then getting back to that nickname, the most unique one I've seen thus far, Ola Nyali, is known as the Swiss Army knife.
The Swiss Army knife of rugby. That is a great name. Maybe he can do everything on the field. He can definitely tackle. Oh.
Forget the bear. Forget any other nickname. The Swiss Army knife. You must be multifaceted to be able, or at least to be called the Swiss Army knife. As massive shove this time from Wynberg. Koopman peels off the back as he's done before for SACS. Getting his side away from the danger zone and makes a few meters as Karim looking for some protection. Gives it to Brad Anderson, who's come onto the field in place of Gregory. And wow, absolutely solid work. There it is, Davids. Backs it up, makes a few meters, does the fly half. Buto gives it to Stander. Steven Stander. Buto keeping it among the forwards. Benjamin Matthews makes a few meters, gets his side 6 meters from the try line. Davids on the inside to Stander. Quickly wrapped up by Joshua Smith as Wynberg come again through the fly half. Davids quickly wrapped up from Koopman. SACS showing excellent patience on defense, and that patience has paid off as they turn the ball over. Anderson gets the ball on that boot and ensures that the pressure is relieved.
Yes, and very good pressure that was there from Wynberg. Unbelievable work from them. David's doing well. Stander twice taking it up. Powerful is the number 5. Not the tallest man on the field, but very Todd Blackerish. Solid, strong. And we see the man who came onto the field there, Brad Anderson, doing brilliant work. Brilliant work to get that ball out.
Now the coaching staff of SACS were very pleased with that defensive effort. Saw coach, or you could hear coach Sentlele Hoko shouting at his boys, giving his appreciation to that effort as the error creeps in once again Unfortunately for hooker Thomas Newman, his line-out throw not quite straight enough, says the referee, and once again we get to see this SACS back and see if they can continue their dominance at scrum time.
The little wizard to put it in. The jumper there, old Evan Liberty, a former Western Province under 13 player. So one to watch out.
Solid scrum from both sides as ball comes away through Sean Grant, who goes on a bit of a run, is hit hard in the tackle. Koopman deciding this time to use his boot. He knew there was a bit of advantage. The referee brings them back for that high shot.
Yeah, I think nothing too malicious in it. As we have a little look again, little seatbelt. Hey, where are you going? Let me save you there. The seatbelt tackle. And it'll be Anderson with his big boot. But Wynberg showing real intent. Some good players out here in the back line. David Mabuto. And Cassidy Jacobs also had a good little run earlier.
Yeah, Amir Adams of Wynberg, unfortunately, not getting into the correct position to ensure that the tackle is done safely. And it will be remiss of me not to fulfill the young man's request of sending a shout out to his family and friends. And he wants you all to know that he absolutely loves you. SACS now comes away through Koopman. Steven Stander wraps him up in the tackle as Karim gives it to Grant. Slight little charge down, but picked up by Oliver Bergman, who is taken to ground by Cassidy Jacobs. It's the big boy. Tumelo Mabete on the ball, and excellent work from Wynberg at the breakdown. Thomas Newman getting his hands on the ball and winning possession for the home side.
Oh, brilliant work there from Wynberg. As we see Ollie Bergman, he asked us to make sure it's a and not a g. Ollie Bergman did really well. But Newman just getting over that ball and making sure, as we see Ollie Bergman once again, just making sure he can get that turnover. Just, you know, just when SACS thinks that they've got some good momentum, good go forward, Wynberg coming back with a magnificent steal.
Newman goes to the front, finds Dekete, the man who idolizes the beast. Mabuto gives it to Stander. Mabuto looking for Stander at every occasion for that crush ball. This time it's Lorenzen. He goes on a run. It's back to Newman. Goes Mabuto. Is keeping it amongst the forwards, keeping among the big boys before attempting the little kick through and playing under advantage were Wynberg.
Yeah, I think SACS just getting themselves a little bit offsides there, but over eager. Good work from Wynberg. Ikete having an immense game once again, and we'll have Sanga Mabuto deciding now he wants to just get some points on the board. They've had so much ball of late, and it's always good, Terry, just to make sure that you get those 3 points, 6 points, build that score, put some pressure on your opposition. Kicking into quite a stiff breeze here today. But with this man's talent, Western Province high performance player right now. Sure he's up to the task.
Goes through his routine and tries to fade it back in, and unfortunately doesn't fade enough as it misses to the right as William Dressner collects the ball, decides he'll keep this ball alive, he'll keep playing with it. SACS still inside the 22 as Joshua Smith gets his hands on the ball. Karim to Anderson. Anderson got a nice little boot on him, gets the ball into touch, and Wynberg will get play back underway from just outside the SACS 22.
Yeah, good pressure coming up from Wynberg once again. Anderson giving it a good hoof out of here. Unfortunately, Carl Gregory off, but Brad Anderson really stepping up to the plate here. Thomas Newman, Stander.
Yeah, comes Wynberg as Maputo goes digging. Looking for his big boys is Nyali, the Swiss Army knife, trying to cut his way through the SACS defense, but not to be, as Davids flings it out to Adams. Adams is wrapped up quickly, but he keeps himself going and gets the offload to Thomas. Once again, the SACS side showing on defense that they can turn the ball over very quickly.
With a great steal.
As Karim goes digging, gives it to Anderson. Wrapped up in the tackle is Anderson by Buto. Karim picked up on his laces. Mabete. And this time, though, SACS' turn to infringe at the breakdown to give Wynberg another attacking chance.
Two outstanding plays there. Oh, the hit out of the line coming from Ollie Bergman first, and then, jeez, Koopman. Where did he come from? Wynberg on the attack, and then all of a sudden he had it in his hands. But unfortunately, just not staying on their feet. To the cleaners of the SACS boys, they just need to hold on to this ball a little bit longer. You can't play rugby without the ball.
Stander collects it. Wynberg set up the maul, but it's quickly sacked by SACS. Buto gives it to Davids. Davids on a bit of a wrap. Massive hit coming in from Oliver Bergman, wrapping up Amir Adams as quickly as he got the ball, as Maputo finds space in behind the SACS defense. And an excellent vision from the young man from SACS, from Wynberg, I beg your pardon.
Especially after a massive hit coming. We see Bergman flying in there like a torpedo. You know, he's a young man, and he gets a lot of inspiration from his dad. His dad was quite a good rugby player back in his day, and I think he just really wants to make his dad proud, but geez, he is today. That's his second massive hit coming in from Ollie Bergman.
Yeah, a tackle like that will certainly make any dad proud, as SACS maintain possession on this line out. A little bit scrappy, and they are under pressure as Wynberg look to counter. Illegally so, says the referee, and SACS aims to take it quickly, but
5 meters from his line, Tariq. It's a bit dangerous.
The eagerness of youth, Nick, the eagerness of youth. So Anderson doesn't seem too happy with that clearance kick. But be that as it may, there's the visitors who would maintain possession. Pybus, the polo player.
The water polo.
Idolizes Malcolm Marks, the World Cup winning hooker. Goes to the back this time, and it's claimed by Kennedy. Zach Kennedy gets an early tackle on Koopman. I can understand why Wynberg was targeting Koopman on that occasion. We've seen some massive runs from that big man.
Yeah, Koopman looking very dangerous. And I think they were just like, well, we don't want him with ball.
Let's try and stop him when he doesn't have it.
Without the ball.
This time Anderson puts the laces through it, and it's an exceptional kick from Brad Anderson. Getting a massive kick in as the ball finds touch inside Wynberg territory.
Yeah, what an incredible kick there from Anderson. It's a tough out there today. The wind is swirling a bit. It's a stiff breeze. And I think he connected all of that and a little bit more. SACS on the ascendancy now.
Pybus finds Julian Humphreys. Out he comes to Grant. Koopman The bulldozer, we will christen him today. Karim sends it left to Grant. Gets Pubis. Always nice seeing a hooker on the outside, isn't it, Nick? A la Malcolm Marks. As SACS maintain possession. Mabete. Solid tackle coming as Karim goes digging to Grant. Grant looking for space on the outside, forcing Jacobs to turn. And Cassidy Jacobs just allows the ball to go out. Referee says that's it for the opening half. There's absolutely nothing to separate the sides. Absolutely nothing between them. As the under 16As between the home side, Wynberg and SACS, head into the halftime break. Deadlocked at 0 apiece to not go anywhere. We are set for an intriguing second half. We'll be back in a bit.
But things are never gonna change.
Excuse me. The one thing you can be sure of is change. Things are always changing. And Mzansi, this is the home of change. You know, we live by a code here.
Yeah, asimo states more.
Because Mtase, we know
if we don't change, things won't change.
And we can mark mere change hiso. Yes, power. Power to the changeables, the adaptable problem solvers who don't need a corner office to start an empire. Look at us. We are the changeables.
Changeables. Veranderingen.
Everything's changing.
You know?
And sometimes it's the smallest change that makes the biggest difference.
Switch to FNB, Bank of the Changeables.
It's been a hard tussle between Wynberg and SACS, the under 16As, and as you look at it, the scoreline reading 0-0, 0 tries, 0 points. It's been a game of attrition. SACS dominating at scrum time. Honours are even at lineouts.
Tariq, it might have been a 0.0 line, but I can tell you what, it hasn't been a 0 exciting game. It's been an exceptionally exciting game, yeah, from these two teams. It's Wynberg really putting a lot of pressure on SACS, but SACS just when they need to make those big tacks, those big turnovers. You know, you get Koopman who just comes and does a massive steal, or Ollie Bergman puts in 2 massive hits, doesn't he? This is definitely a titanic tussle between these two guys, or these two teams, and I'm really looking forward to the second half.
Yeah, if the first half is anything to go by, then the second half is certainly going to be even more tightly contested with bigger hits, harder runs, and more flair from the back line of both these sides. So it's a game where we see these young men, their final game of the season, hoping to impress enough to make the transition into the first 15 next season.
And that man has actually impressed us a lot. Fayed Davids has done exceptional work with his partner Mabuto. He's been a little general.
So Buto gets the second half underway, and it's collected nicely by SACS. They might be under pressure, but Karim gets it, gives it to Pybus. Makes the tackle, recycles it. Karim gets it to Anderson. Anderson this time looking on the left-hand side as...
Yes, Grant!
Matthew Old just... I beg your pardon, it is Ethan Thomas just lets the ball bounce into touch. Set up the first lineup.
Good, really good kick there from Anderson. Under a lot of pressure, finds a bit of space. Gets his team in a good position here to defend. He has done exceptionally well since he's come on as Brad Anderson.
To the middle goes Newman. Unfortunately, it goes through the hands of Benjamin Matthews as SACS come away with it, but ripped by Wynberg. Mbuto opts for the box kick. He spots a little bit of space in behind the SACS defense as Devereaux gets himself into a bit of a jam and a bit of a pickle, ties himself up into a knot, and frustrated with himself there.
Yeah, I think he's a bit frustrated. Yeah, he's also a first-team cricket player. Clearly got really good hands, and yeah, he definitely would have expected a little bit more from him. But Wynberg doing exceptionally well there. Mabuto once again, the very good boot.
Once again, Newman unable to find the jumper, but the loose ball is claimed by Dekete. And not releasing the ball, says the referee. And
Look at him. Doesn't he remind you of the beast? Loves the beast. Wants to be the beast. He's turning into the beast.
well, then Anderson with a chance to clear his lines. It's into the wind though. He does find touch as Mputo tries to keep the ball in play.
As we look the beast once again. Dekete. Remember, this time last year he was playing winger. Now a loose head prop. Just unfortunately just should probably release that ball and then picked it up again.
So, Ibis turn. Up goes Humphreys, collects it, Karim to Grant. That big man, number 8, Koopman, the bulldozer. Takes 2 to bring him down. Karim tries to find Grant. Grant under pressure from Buto. And excellent work from the Wynberg scrum off. And forces Grant to make an error. And the possession is turned over.
Yeah, you know, SACS have the players, they have the runners. They're just not able to put those phases together. I think, you know, Ross Southgate, we think to yourself, geez, if we just put some phase together, we've got the players, we've got the runners. You know, Sean Grant and the little wizard Karim can really get their forwards going.
Can Wynberg, though, respond to the dominance that SACS have had at scrum time? Early shove this time, says the referee as Mbuto. Takes it on. Tries to get past Karim. Excellent offload to Nyali from Mbuto. Mbuto, certainly the live wire, trying to get his side on the front foot as Cassidy Jacobs goes tearing after the ball. And it's the ball that wins the race. Under advantage, though. Mbuto, presence of mind to understand what's going on in the game. And
how was that? I mean, Mabuto with his hands through the tackle, unbelievable, brilliant work to his number 8, Ola, the Swiss Army knife, Nyali. And we'll come back for the scrum again. But Mabuto is having an outstanding game, and then also the little you know, kick over the top. Wonderful player.
You can certainly see why Mbuto is part of the provincial high performance setup. Is certainly one to watch. And if we look at what has just happened over this past week, Lucky Tlepu making his debut for the Sharks in the Currie Cup final. He went to SACS, and SACS old boy. So it certainly shows that if you do perform at this level, you can certainly go on. As massive carry from Zach Kennedy gets SACS onto the front foot, but once again pressure from this Wynberg side. Ola Nyali putting in the hard work, the hard yards. Fortunately though for the home side, they find themselves in an offside position, and it's Anderson who gets a chance to get his side into Wynberg territory. This time though, without the assistance of the wind, he makes a few meters.
Wynberg just seemed to be giving away a few simple penalties now, giving SACS the opportunity to get into their half. The little wizard, you can hear him calling the calls. Karim, a player to watch.
To the back goes SACS. Karim gives it to Grant. To the big man, Koopman. Takes 3 players to bring him down. Does Nish Koopman. As Grant from fly half tries to jink his way past Nyali.
Good pressure from Wynberg defense. But offsides, I think, once again.
Joshua Smith tries to peel his way around the breakdown. Cut him to Grant. Grant tries a little chip. It is charged down. But under advantage were SACS as the referee brings them back for Wynberg being in an offside position.
Yeah, we did think that was some good pressure from Wynberg, but illegally so. And we had to have Grant. Grant had to go back in because the pressure was so big coming from the Wynberg outside backs. Anderson has had a really solid game. It's coming on. Once again, a wonderful kick. Wonderful kick from Anderson as we see Grant with a little chip and Stander doing well to gather and almost going all the way, but of course the discretion a little bit earlier. Still 0-0. 10 minutes into the second half. This is exciting, exciting rugby. We just need some points.
Yeah, well, if you've joined us, it's 37.5 minutes gone in this game between the under-16As of the home school Wynberg and the visitors SACS. Neither side been able to get themselves on the score sheet. Not for a lack of trying though, it's just been exceptional defensive efforts from both teams.
As Koopman makes his first mistake of the game, Sham, I think he's really upset. As you can see there, he's been absolutely immense today. Stealing balls, big runs, big defense. He's only 15.
Oh, the referee just wanting the scrum to settle a little bit. Koopman, the massive frame at number 8 for the visitors SACS. He's been their go-to, trying to bulldoze his way through the Wynberg defense. But equally his opposite number, Paula Nyali, the Swiss Army knife for the home side Wynberg. He's been equally good. He's been there on defense, he's been there on attack. And it's pressure once again from SACS at scrum time. This time illegally so, says referee Rogan Wiggett Beatty. Just allows Sange Mbuto to put that educated left boot on the ball and finds a good touch inside SACS territory.
Yeah, I think there was just a lot of pressure coming from the front row of Smith, Pybus and Mabek there. Really solid front row. But just standing up a little bit too soon, I think. And penalty going the way of Wynberg. But to be honest, I have no clue what goes on there. I'm just saying words right now. I don't think anybody does except for those 6 people in the front row. No ref, not us.
Newman finds Stander. Buto flings it out to Adams. Adams on the short pass to Baxter Elliott. And ill discipline from SACS. Chirping, says the referee, cost them an extra 10 meters, and if ever there was a chance to get points on the board, this is it for Wynberg.
This is definitely the chance. A much easier kick than the last one. As we see a bit of a high tackle coming in from SACS boys, and then some chirping. You never like to see that on the field. Obviously just a bit of frustration coming from the SACS boys.
So the Wynberg scrum off. Sange Mbuto lines up his second kick of the game. Keeps his head down, strikes it well, and up go the flags. We've got the first points of the game. It is the home side Wynberg. After 40 minutes of action, they've taken a 3-0 lead.
And a good kick from the young scrum off Mabuto, Sange Mabuto. High performance. Been really kicking well all day today. An excellent game. You see Brad Anderson also brilliant with the boot today.
Anderson tries to go deep for Yard Davids. cleans it up as he tries to get as much distance as he can on the ball. Goes a little bit off the side of the boot, shall you say there, Nick, but
A little bit of the side of the beach. Remember, these guys, it's their 5th game, their first in a while. And, you know, Fayed chatting to him earlier, he says probably his favourite rugby memory is his first game back after COVID. You know, these guys really gone through some tough times.
right, SACS on the ball, and it is not straight, says the referee, who got some advice from his assistant on the sideline. And what would have been a promising attacking opportunity for the visitors.
There's a stiff breeze here, really, really stiff breeze. So if you are going to the back of the lineouts, you know, it's going to be tough. He's been so good today, Pybus. You know. Unfortunately, just that time.
Buto gets it in, quickly to the back to try and get it out, but it's massive shove from SACS. An exceptional work from the 8 of the visitors, putting the home side under pressure.
Mabek there is really starting to take on Innocent, the beast, Dekete, on his tight head side. Mabek there is a big man. Tumela, they call him the T-man. Also plays at a 16A basketball. Quite tall for a tight head prop.
It seems as though, Nick, at SACS, if you play rugby, you've got to play basketball as well. Because that's probably like the 5th or 6th player between the 3rd side and the 16As that play basketball.
Yeah, it's good for rugby, good for high-end coordination. Oh, that's unfortunate.
After all their hard work, it's scrum time, dominating the opponent SACS on this occasion. As take a
I think
bit
that's
of a
Joshua
break.
Smith who went in there a little bit awkwardly. Maybe got a little shot to the head. I think that's what actually happened as he went in. He went straight to ground, and the penalty conceded. But just 3 points in it. Both teams defending exceptionally well. Ollie Bergman has been unbelievable for SACS. So is Nyali. Some big hits coming in from him on the Wynberg side.
SACS boys just keeping themselves motivated, keeping themselves in it, as the big man at number 8, Nish Koopman, is keeping his side alive. Plenty of cheering and shouting from the visitors SACS, who at the moment find themselves 3 points down. So we just wait on the medical staff to sort out Joshua Smith, as you hear the coach through the sideline microphone saying that he says he's fine. Every young man who's ever taken a knock to the head region will always say he's fine.
It's fine. But not the other region. Nobody's fine after getting knocks there. And don't lie if you say you're fine. Nobody's fine.
Newman finds Thunder, but it's loose at the back. Cleaned up though, as Mbuto sends it out to Davids. Davids spots some gap. It is touched by SACS, but it's cleaned up from Dressner at fullback. He's wrapped up by Adams. Forward go SACS now through Bergman. Karim finds Koopman. Koopman takes 2 to bring him down. Karim once again goes to the boot, but it's Anderson who picks up the loose ball. Mbuto is there to wrap him up. Karim. Unfortunately, the ball is spilt by Zach Kennedy in midfield, and after all that hard work, after all that continuity and position for SACS, one handling error brings it all to a standstill.
Yeah, I think you can see the disappointment there. As we see, just unfortunately, he's taking his eyes off the ball. Zach Kennedy, he's had a good game too. Just 1 or 2 mistakes creeping in here. It was a good passage of play from SACS. Ollie Bergman does get some good go forward again. William Dresner taking the ball from deep in their own half. Just unfortunately just turning it over.
Big shove once again from SACS, but it's picked up by Nyali. Nyali links up and Buto. Buto gives it to Adams. Adams finds Davids on the outside. Davids to Thomas. Good work from Dresner on the cover. But that is a sign. That is a sign, Nick. That is a sign that this Wynberg side, when their back line, combination of Davids, Adams, Thomas, and they get their hands on the ball, something can happen.
Yeah, they are a very dangerous backline. We saw them in the first half too. Just SACS. The midfield of SACS, Anderson and Bergman, just doing some damage when it really counts.
Over the top it goes. It's a bit too far from Newman. It's a bit too far over Stander's head, and Mafokwane fortunately spilling it for the visitors, and the pressure remains. It is still the home side who's got that 3-0 lead. Find themselves in position in an excellent attacking opportunity with this set piece.
As talking about Mafokwane there, also under 16A basketball team. There you have it. You've got to be a good rugby player, you must play a bit of b-ball.
Seems as though the director of rugby at SACS must be a basketball fan. If he's getting the players from there, spotting which guys have got the hands and bringing them over onto the rugby field in the winter. Wynberg have
Position.
held their own this half at scrum time as Nyali peels off the back. Takes two to bring him down. It's an interception from Devereaux for SACS. The attempted offload from Nyali to Mbuto is snapped up by the opposition. Ball is secured. There's a player down in the background though, as once again the referee brings a halt to proceedings. Mafokwane.
As we see Nyali now, also a great little offload. But unfortunately, or fortunately for Sebastian Devereaux, straight into his hands, they call him the fidget spinner.
Unfortunately for Matome Mafokwane, just getting himself on the wrong side of that tackle, and it's a body on top of him as he, in his attempt to bring Nyali down. And once again, we've got a little break in play as the medics attend to Mafokwane.
But look at that view. Isn't that just beautiful? Lion's Head, Devil's Peak in the background.
So it's the home side who find themselves inside opposition territory. But it's SACS on the ball. The defensive scrum inside the 22. Solid shove from the back, but it ball comes out the other side for Wynberg. Adams to Davids. Davids is quickly wrapped up by Oma Nikota. Certainly cut Davids into quarters on that occasion.
I like that one. You can come again, Terry. Cut him into quarters. Omani Kota did. He shot out of the line there.
Well, he certainly needed to. There was danger on the outside. Cassidy Jacobs for Wynberg on the left wing. Just waiting for Yard Davids to shovel that ball on, send him down the sideline. But be that as it may, Kota made the tackle and ball came off his hand in it. As Wynberg this time, big shove. Buto to Yard Davids. Sends it out to Amir Adams. Adams skips past one. Takes Anderson to bring him down from behind. Mbuto goes digging. Hands it off to Dekete. Takes two to bring him down. And advantage once again. And when we do hear that short, sharp blow of the whistle, Nick, you only know one thing is coming from the referee.
Somebody's been a naughty boy. And I think it's a tip tackle. Get a yellow card. Mafekwane, unfortunately, just doing a bit of a tip tackle. He's very disappointed in himself.
See that play from Davids, giving it to Adams, who skips past 2, and Brad Anderson having to scramble his way back to bring him down. And chance then for Wynberg boys to double their lead as Mputo lines this one up, as Matome Mafekwane, man who loves Sia Kolisi, makes his way off the field to serve his suspension.
I think this is a good decision, yeah. Go for poles.
Another clean strike from Puto. Splits the uprights, and it's the home side Wynberg boys under 16As who've doubled their lead and are now 6 points to 0 with around about 8 minutes to go in this game.
That puts a lot of pressure now on the SACS under 16A teams as Sange Mabuto gets his second penalty attempt over. Sange Mabuto, wonderful player.
This is match 2 of 4 that we are bringing to you here live on SuperSport Schools, on the SuperSport Schools app, DSTV Now, channel 247, as well as our SuperSport Schools YouTube page, as SACS look to get themselves on the board through Karim. A wild pass though is intercepted, and it's scrappy immediately after that. Probably just a little bit of extra adrenaline, extra excitement after getting more points on the board from the home side. And
yeah, Tariq, and I think SACS is now starting to feel the pressure. You know, they are 6 points behind, so it's a converted try now. And we've got 7 minutes to play, so something has to break now for the SACS team. Let's see if Sean Grant and Ismail Karim can get this backline going, break open this game.
good ball for Karim to Grant. Devereaux coming in to the line as Karim spots space at the back. Matthew Old on the ball, decides to put it onto his boot, as once again the bounce of the ball not favouring Devereaux.
Yeah, unfortunate day for Devereaux again. He's had second one in just about 10 minutes. But a good kick there from Matthew Old. He's a golfer here at the school.
Perhaps that's why he's called the fidget spinner. So when the ball comes in, he twirls himself around and around.
The fidget spinner.
These nicknames that these young men give each other is next to nothing. As Alex Pybus looks to get play back underway. Interception from Nyali. Nyali now goes, takes down two players, and it's a bustling run from the number 8, Ola. The Swiss Army knife, Nyali, cutting through the SACS defenders and getting himself on the scoreboard.
Wow, 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 wow. Where did that come from? We knew that the Swiss Army knife had a few your cards up his sleeve, but that was just immense. And I think it was, unfortunately, as we look at it again, it comes out and the man just takes it. A great steal. He beats one straight over Devereaux, 2 on his way to the promised land. Beautiful run there for Ola Nyali. You can see why he played Province under 13, and a big star awaits.
So the home side have extended their lead to 11 points to 0 with the kick to come.
And that might be game, set, and match, I fear, Tariq. If SACS.
Buto, he certainly had found his radar in this second half after his very first shot of the game went wide. Since then he hasn't missed, and it's the home side have extended their lead to 13 points to 0 with around 4 minutes to go in the game.
Sure, everybody at home is wondering how we're getting these names right, and we'd just like to thank, it's not us, we've got Nick Seneca here, the man, the legend from the SACS, and Ndabambi, who helped us in the first half. Just thanks to you guys for helping us out. It is tough out here calling names.
With no numbers, it's always makes things a little bit more tricky as SACS now tries to get themselves onto the front foot. Julian Humphreys pushed back in the tackle as Karim goes digging to Grant. Grant changes direction. Gives it to Bergman. He's quickly wrapped up because Wynberg size knows what Bergman can do with ball in hand. It's the big man, Abete. He's brought down as slow ball for Karim. Weighs up his options. Goes for the box kick. Mbuto makes a bit of a meal of it. It's come loose.
Oh.
And unfortunately for SACS, an opportunity for them is blown up by the referee, and
I think Rogan, we get BT, probably be looking at that going, oh, just two seconds longer. Very unfortunate.
the coaching staff of SACS, Roth Southgate and Daniel Kessler and Sentle Legoko, they've seen the funny side of it. They got broad smiles on their faces as the clock ticks away. We enter the final 2 minutes of this game between the under-16As. Karim with the feed. Big shove from Wynberg. Illegally so this time as Koopman takes it quickly. Goes down the short side. Two players on him. Lets it go to Kota. Kota just losing his footing as he cuts inside. Referee says no advantage. Let's bring you back. Grant looking to take it quickly.
They need to take it quickly. There's no time left on the board. They need to go.
Scrum off. Scrum off Karim. Makes the tap. Gives it to the big man Koopman. The bulldozer. Three players. Brings him down. 3 meters to go for SACS. Karim goes digging to Grant. Grant tries to spin out of an attempted tackle of Fayyad Davids. Maintain possession is SACS. It's Humphreys. Jinks his way. But here's Nyali. The Swiss Army knife has come back to cut Humphreys in half. That has been the difference thus far in this game. Is that when the Wynberg boys have been placed under pressure, it's usually that man, Kola, the Swiss Army knife Nyali, who stood up on defensive, putting in massive tackles when he's needed.
He has been the difference here. I mean, that solo individual effort from him. Obviously, he needed some line-out jumps to catch the ball, but he had a lot of work to do. And now a massive hit as well from Nyali.
Buto with the feed. Fayyad Davids wraps it on the inside to Old. Old's attempted offload to Buto. Unfortunately, drifts forward, and one final opportunity for the visitors. One final opportunity for SACS to get the score, get some score on the board.
Yeah, I think SACS will definitely be thinking they deserve one, and I think they do. They've had a good game here today. Just one or two things not coming off for him. And remember, it was so close with about 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, SACS certainly deserve something for all their efforts. They've made some plays. They've light pressure on the home side. Is quick now to Grant. Out it comes. Baxter Elliott shoots off the defensive line for Wynberg and puts in a massive tackle. And now
And that's cynical. We'll get a yellow there.
fortunately, scrum off for Wynberg boys and Buto, who's been absolutely massive for them. He's got to spend the last few seconds on the sideline. Massive carry from Mabete. Karim goes digging. Anderson finding Koopman in midfield, and unfortunately, a rare error from the big number 8. Nish Koopman spills the ball, and that is all she wrote, folks. It is the end of it all. The referee, Rogan Wiggett BT, blows his whistle, brings an end to an exceptional game of rugby from Wynberg and SACS. It is the home side. Wynberg boys have claimed the victory, 13 points to 0.
Wonderful, wonderful game. And we also again want to thank to the boys that come and sit up here and help us. Nick and Nubambi, Luke Nubambi, thank you very much, boys. It's been absolutely awesome. As we look at the match stats here, only the single try to Wynberg boys. Unbelievable effort from the Swiss Army knife and Nyali. Great amount of tackles made too. Massive amount of tackles made from Wynberg boys. They had to big up a big defensive effort here.
Yeah, it's certainly been an evenly poised game, and the only difference is on defense. Wynberg boys making sure that tackles stick, making sure that when the points were there to be taken, they took it. As we see that is a massive hit from Oliver Bergman.
He's been huge today, has he not?
And get out of the way, says Julian Humphreys. And certainly on the Wynberg side, Sange Mbuto, the scrum half, he's been the live wire for them. And the engine room, I would say, of the Wynberg side is that number 8, Ola. The Swiss Army knife Nyali. He's been my man of the match.
He has been brilliant today. But all these players have, and we see Ola and Nyali once again. One handoff, one little but the bus is full. See you later. Over converted by Mabuto. But you can see it, what it means to these boys. So excited, so energetic about everything here. And what a wonderful day. Thank you very much, Tariq, for being here with me, you legend.
So that wraps it up. It's Wynberg boys under 16A is claiming the 13-0 victory over SACS. But do not go anywhere. It's now time for the big boys, the under 19s. The second side goes up first, and they'll soon be followed by the first teams.